All right, guys, well, the tides are starting to turn. While most physicians, we see this phenomenon of now literally hundreds of thousands of people that have done a carnivore diet at this point, and a high percentage of them are noticing incredible improvements in their health to the point that they are coming off medications, feeling better than they have in many decades, reversing diseases otherwise thought to be chronic and uncurable. So we're seeing this on a regular basis. And when their physicians are confronted with this, we sometimes get this response, this sort of, you need a balanced diet, right? You hear that, kind of this type of thing. Or you have other ones that are just perplexed and they're kind of waiting, for the drug companies to tell them what to think, because many physicians have literally outsourced all of their critical thinking skills to the pharmaceutical companies. This is how it works. The pharmaceutical companies do the research and they tell the physicians what to think via various medical groups, American Heart Association, American Diabetes Association, so on and so forth, all of which take lots of money from these same drug companies. So most doctors, they want the drug companies to tell them how they're supposed to think in many ways. However, there are a few that are starting to turn around and say, wait a minute, I'm going to start actually looking in front of me and believing what I actually see, right? This is an example here. This is Dr. Bill Cromwell. Bill Cromwell is inarguably one of the most prominent lipidologists in the world. There's this guy, Peter Attia, likes to quote a guy named Thomas Dayspring as this super intelligent lipidologist that knows more. Well, Bill Cromwell actually trained Thomas Dayspring to put the lineage there. So Bill Cromwell has now taken a position, and there's a quick excerpt from his interview with Dr. Brett Scher on the Metabolic Minds podcast, I guess.
If there's going to be an LDL related risk, it has something to do with how high for how long. And in the absence of having a lot to begin with, I'm hard pressed to say that every person with a high LDL is equally at risk. Just taking the LDL at face value, you'd like to know how bad and for
and what he's saying here is that it seems like, because he's been exposed to this lipid energy model. In fact, he was a co-author on Nick Norowitz's Oreo versus statin paper. And so he is conceding that there may be a group of people that if they have high LDL cholesterol, it may not be the significant problem as it might be for other groups of people, so that there is actual nuance here, right? So we're seeing the pushback from these guys, like clowns like Allo, who says the only people who have cholesterol that go high on low carb are people with weird genetic mutations, which, unless there's thousands and thousands of y'all with weird genetic mutations, which again, Dave Feldman has collected thousands on his lean mass hyperresponder webpage. So there are many, many people. And I think that just like some of the authors of this paper think that the majority of people, given the right situation, the right level of leanness, and the right level of decreased carbohydrates, most of them would see significant rises in their LDL cholesterol. I think it is a adaptive physiology. And again, this is the words that also Dr. Cromwell is using, adaptive physiology to a sort of perhaps a normal situation. If we look at our evolutionary past, there were times when carbohydrates weren't plentifully available, that we would probably relied on a lot of animal fats, for instance, and it was, when it was cold out, right? That was probably most of winters, and so this could very well be a normal physiological adaptation to changes in the energy supply, right? And the fact that it is so easily reversible by the adding of carbohydrates shows that it is something that happens. Pathology doesn't just reverse right away typically. So if you have something that you can quickly reverse, it's like when my heart rate goes up very rapidly when I exercise, but guess what? Stopping exercise returns that to normal. Does that mean that heart rate rise is abnormal? No. But let's say I have something like AFib where my heart rate is rapidly beating. Of course, there's some asynchrony there, but still, that would be pathology that doesn't just rapidly reverse itself, right? So there's differences in the way we think about this. We're learning a lot more to come on this. And I want to emphasize this again. High cholesterol on a low carb diet may be no problem. We don't know that 100% for sure. The studies will show that. I know what people want to say, that cholesterol has no bearing whatsoever. I'm still at the point where I think that's very possibly true, but I would like to see more evidence before I can give that a blanket a blanket endorsement. And it doesn't mean that everybody with high cholesterol eating processed American garbage food is safe from cardiovascular disease as well. That doesn't mean that at all. I still think that cholesterol plays a role in the development of cardiovascular disease. However, is it completely sufficient by itself without any other factors? I don't know about that, and I suspect probably not. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. What do you guys think? Do you guys notice a change? More and more people doing carnivore. Do you know? Are you hearing more about this in just a general in your general discussions with people? You guys have a great day. What are we on? Day 30 of World Carnivore Month. Some of you guys, congratulations, made it 30 days. One more day in January, guys. Don't forget, January is a 31-day month. Unlike February, well, we want to. In fact, I want to call this out now. February 30th and 31st this year, we'll be celebrating World Vegan Days. All right. So remember, mark your calendars. Go out and get a calendar. Mark February 30th and 31st. I will be participating on Vegan Month those days. All right, guys. You guys take care. We'll talk to you soon.